Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Sean. In a couple of weeks, a new X-Men film's coming out. X-Men Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix is based on one of the biggest, most shocking X-Men storylines ever, the Dark Phoenix Saga. And X-Men Dark Phoenix will kind of be like the last X-Men film. Who knows? Because like 20th Century Fox owns the movie rights to the X-Men, and Disney owns Marvel, and Disney bought Fox, so that means that the X-Men will be joining the MCU, will be joining the Avengers. However, we don't know how Marvel will do it. They can either reboot them or keep the actors and just introduce them from another Earth, like the multiverse. Like, a lot of people suggesting it will be the multiverse because it will be kind of tough to introduce the X-Men, like, a part of their Earth because, you know, X-Men always get discriminated for their powers, and you know, in the MCU for 11 years, they had people with powers around and no one's discriminated for it, so, you know. So, yeah, but anyway, back to X-Men Dark Phoenix. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Dark Phoenix Saga. Like, the story, everything you, like I said, everything you need to know before you go see this film, so you have an idea, because the movie is based on this comic. So, yeah. And before we, talk about the Dark Phoenix Saga, we're gonna have to talk about the Phoenix Saga, which is part 1, and the Dark Phoenix Saga is part 2. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I want to say they kind of did do Dark Phoenix in the third X-Men film, X-Men: The Last Stand. They kind of did do it. I love you. God, that movie sucked. Phoenix Saga is like part 1, while Dark Phoenix Saga is part 2. So yeah, but anyway, it all started with the X-Men being kidnapped at and then they would take him to a space station. And the only way for them to get out was, like, take this spaceship. But, however, they had to go through this radiation, this space radiation thing. And the cockpit was unprotected. And the only way for them to survive was that Jean Grey read the astronaut's mind and stuff and put a force field around the ship. However, her force field wasn't strong enough. It didn't work, and which gave her acute radiation poisoning or whatever. Jean didn't die though. She was actually saved by the mysterious cosmic entity known as the Phoenix Force that responded to her telepathic cries and for help. And in exchange for Jean's heart desire, which to save her friends, the Phoenix Force gave her immeasurable power and absorbed part of her consciousness and took the form of Jean Grey, complete with Jean Grey's memories, personality. The X-Men, they couldn't believe it wasn't Jean Grey. In fact, the real Jean Grey was in a weird space cocoon at the bottom of Jamaica Bay. Comics are New Jean Grey emerged from the shuttle wreckage with a new cool suit and some new crazy powers, and she was just talking some weird nonsense, things that didn't make sense. But the X-Men come across weirder things. They just continue on with their lives afterwards, and they kept Jean, this new Jean Phoenix, in their everyday lives, you know. Everything was nice, everything looked good, everything was okay with the X-Men. Until the Dark Phoenix Saga. The Dark Phoenix Saga was created in 1980 by Chris Claremont and John Dave Cockrum. The Dark Phoenix Saga unfolded in X-Men issue 129 to 138. The Hellfire Club, which are X-Men villains of the X-Men Nero, were behind it all. The villain Mastermind used his powerful psychic tricks to seduce Phoenix to the dark side. He convinced her she was really his weird, evil ancestor and got Jean to join the Hellfire Club as their new queen. At first, the X-Men tried to rescue her, but they got their asses kicked, and they got captured and sent to prison. All of them except Wolverine, because the Hellfire Club believed they killed Wolverine, so yeah. Cyclops had this psychic sword fight with Mastermind in Jean's mind, and he lost. He lost, and he saw Mastermind and Jean make out right in front of him. It was fucking horrible for him, so yeah. But Wolverine, my boy Wolverine, saved their asses and got the X-Men out, and they defeated members of the Hellfire Club, and and Mastermind kind of made a mistake. He made a mistake when he realized he turned Jean evil, because she opened Mastermind's mind bigger and see the whole universe. Like, it was just too much, the whole world, and he fried his brain, and Mastermind was in Cobra. The X-Men, Jean left with the X-Men, and they left the Hellfire Club's lair. Things seemed to be going great until Jean decided to embrace her dark side, her innate evil. Her costume changed, and she decided, like I said, turn evil and blow the X-Men ship, the X-Men plane, to smithereens, which caused the X-Men fall over Central Park. The X-Men try to talk Jean out of beating them, like saying, Jean, we're your friends, we don't want to hurt you and stuff like that. But she did not listen and instead beat the crap out of them. And then she decided to leave Earth and blast off to space using the sun's gravity, which slingshot her, sent her to all the way to the Shia Empire. I think I said that, Shia Empire home system, the Shia Empire's home system. Once Jean was there, she was absorbing the sun, their sun, whatever, which caused blowing up the planet Debris, whatever it's called. And she obviously killed all life forms around that place, whatever. Cyclops had a connection with Jean and saw the whole thing, which is horrible. And Dark Phoenix decided to come back to Earth and destroy Earth. The X-Men had a fight with Jean outside of her childhood home using a synaptor scrambler device. I think that's how you say it properly. Created by Beast. The X-Men had briefly the upper hand, and Wolverine was close enough to kill Dark Phoenix, and which Jean begged him to do, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't. And then Jean's dark side took control once more. Professor X even arrived and had this psychic telepath battle with Dark Phoenix, which when suddenly out of nowhere they were teleported across the universe to the Shia Empire cruiser, and found themselves face to face with with Empress Loranda. I think I said that right. Who's the Empress's Shia Empire, and Professor X. She's also Professor X, Charles Xavier's what's the word, friends with benefits, because they like to get it down sometimes. Fuck buddy, let's just say fuck buddy. So yeah, after what Dark Phoenix did, in the space thing, the Empress Loranda demanded Jean Grey dead, and she sent her men to execute her. However, Professor X invoked a deed of honor that pit the X-Men against the Imperial Guard, and whoever wins decides the fate of Dark Phoenix. The two sides battle over the moon's blue side, which apparently that's the thing in the X-Men's, in the Marvel Universe, yeah? And the X-Men got their asses kicked. Again, really. But eventually, Jean Grey loses control, which obviously Dark Phoenix took control once again. And the X-Men had to focus on their former friend Jean, then the new foes, the Imperial Guard. Colossus hits Jean with some sense, like he knocked some sense into her. Once that, Jean got her sanity again, temporarily, and she ran into a tunnel in front of Cyclops. She committed suicide in front of Cyclops with this ancient Kree booby trap. Not even joking. She just committed suicide, and she's saying that it was the only way to stop the Phoenix. What the f? That's a really fucked up way. Like, that's like saying, it's not you, it's me. That's a bit dark. But still, like, geez, whatever. Cyclops was completely and appropriately devastated. Come on, he just saw his girlfriend commit suicide. And the X-Men, obviously, they gave her a funeral and stuff, and they all mourned. And Cyclops, decided to leave the team for a time, which, yeah, dude, like, totally understandable. You just saw some fucked up shit, like, damn. Anyway, obviously, this is comics, though. No one stays dead. Jean Grey and the Dark Phoenix do come back to life. And this isn't the last time we see them, but this is, like, probably everyone's most memorable story of the Dark Phoenix and stuff. And the film is kind of based on this, so yeah. Who knows? Hopefully the film is good, because they kind of did Dark Phoenix in X-Men 3, The Last Stand, which was horrible. Shit, so yeah. Also, we do see the Phoenix in X-Men Apocalypse. When Jean had it into the Phoenix and released it on Apocalypse and killed him, so yeah. Also, go check out the X-Men 90s cartoon, because they did do the Dark Phoenix Saga. The X-Men 90s cartoon is really amazing. I did watch it. And Wolverine the X-Men, which only went for one season, which really pisses me off, because it was such a good show. They also did Dark Phoenix Saga. Go check it out, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. I hope I helped you have everything you need to know before you see X-Men Dark Phoenix, about what happens in the comics and what might happen. Who knows? So yeah, and this is the last X-Men film by 20th Century Fox, yeah. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell to get new notification of videos. Comment down below if you're excited for the X-Men and who's your favorite X-Men. Who's your favorite X-Men member. Share this with your friends and family. Please like, and yeah, peace.